Da'i Syafiqah, boleh kita start sekarang?
Okey, boleh insyaAllah.
InsyaAllah. Assalamualaikum and good morning to the respected guests and participants. Welcome everyone. Let's recite Al-Fatihah before we start this webinar. We are very honoured to have our special speaker, Da'i Syafiqah, and all the participants. Thank you for joining us for today's webinar. We gather here today to conduct an interview with an expert, as it is one of the assessment in the COMM 3090, which is Professional Speech Communication. The class is instructed by Dr. Aida binti Mohd. My name is Intan.
And my name is Roshaya. We are the moderators for this webinar entitled Empathy and Inclusivity of People from a Different Religion. To start this session, we are super excited to have you here that we have a very special guest joining us in this webinar. I have fun facts about our special guest. Da'i Syafiqah is one of the AIUM students from Ahmad Ibrahim Kuliah of Law. She has been a host for 2 episodes of Sahabat Backpackers Show, a permanent host in one of TV1 programs, and actively giving talks at most an institution. Well, I'm sure Da'i Syafiqah has a very special yet with the fine sometimes to do the interview with us. So, we would really like to thank you for being with us today. It is a huge honor to have you as a guest today. Now, before we begin, let me remind you one of thing. We would like to inform everyone that we will be recording today's session, and it is also linked to our class Facebook Live. Hi, good morning, Da'i Syafiqah.
Good morning. Assalamualaikum.
How are you today?
Alhamdulillah, I'm fine. How are you guys?
Yeah, Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
Could you briefly introduce yourself, please?
Alright. Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillah wa syukurillah. I'm grateful to Allah that we can join our discussion this morning on Friday, Yaumul Jum'ah, Yaumul Barakah. Inshallah, Alhamdulillah. And right now I'm studying on my 5th year at University Islam Antarabangsa Gombak, same like you guys, in my course Law and also Sharia. And inshallah this will be my last semester for doing my subject, inshallah.
So, shall I proceed to the first question?
Speaker,
yeah,
I didn't
sorry.
hear. Okay.
Okay. So, shall I proceed to the first question?
Inshallah.
Okay. How Islam teach about empathy for people who are from different religion?
Alright, thank you so much for the question. So basically, before we go deeply on details of the question, basically we have to know what is empathy and also what is inclusivity. So basically, we want to know what is empathy. Normally, we also always hear about sympathy, but empathy is more than that. Empathy is more deeper than that. Because what? Because empathy is the foundation of successful human relationships and the backbone of every special needs of our life. So basically, what is empathy? It is the ability to step into the shoes of another person. We feel not only we feel sympathy on that life, on the person life, but we feels and we go into the shoes or the life of another person, and we aim to understand their feelings and also their perspective on their life, and also we use to understand, and we putting ourselves in another person's shoes. So basically, when we feel empathy, we find to understand how they feel, and also we because of the feels we can also help themselves, inshallah. Okay, so basically that's one is empathy. And also, what is inclusivity? Inclusivity is when one person make all the groups of the people within a society feel valued and important. So basically, Intan, Roshaya, Elijana, Helmi Jasli, we all want to feel that we all feel somebody, and so we want to feel be valued in society. So basically, that is social inclusion. That is inclusivity. We want to feel special, we want to feel valued, we want to feel like we are somebody, an important person in a society. All right, so empathy is one of the good value and also important value in our religion, which is Islam. So basically, I refer to one of the verse in Quran. Allah said, يا أيها الناس إنا خلقناكم من ذكر وأنثى وجعلناكم شعوبا وقبائل لتعارفوا, من سورة الحجرات, verse 13, that Allah said, O mankind, we have created you male and female and have made you nations and tribes, that you may know one another and be friendly with one another. So basically, this ayah, this verse, show that we are mankind. We usually will meet one person, another person through our daily life, and we have to know each other. Maybe there's something like we don't like, but that is person, that is mankind. Okay, so basically, empathy. We build a nation. Our nation right now in Malaysia, we are basically built on a fik, which means fik ta'ayush, means muwatana. We are means that we are in one bilad, one country, muwatana. So these muwatana are built on Islamic principles and also policies that was called for prosperity and peace. So basically, when we want to live in one nation, in one country, we want to have peace and also prosperity and justice and good deeds to non-Muslim, as long we can do justice and good deeds to the non-Muslim as long as they do not fight Islam, and that is something which is enshrined in the Quran. So basically, in our country, Malaysia, there is a unique religious, ethnic, and cultural diversity in Malaysia that demands our people, demands all of us to always do good and fair in their relations to ensure the harmony and in this country. So basically, to ensure the harmony, we have to have empathy in our daily life. So basically, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad, I want to say one thing about one verse from Quran, from Surah Al-Isra, verse 70, which stated in Quran means, indeed we glorify the descendants of Adam. So basically, all mankind are glorified, which means valued, which means have a level in the eyes of Allah. Okay, so basically, Islam commands the human beings to do goods, and fair because it is the main policy in interacting between a Muslim and another non-Muslim. Not basically we are Muslim, so we have to do good only for Muslim. No, we have also to do goods with all the mankind, non-Muslim. Because of what? Because that is the principle of Muslim. Because we have to show the good akhlaq, the good Allahumma salli ala Muhammad, the good adab, the good akhlaq to another person. So empathy is one of that good akhlaq. Okay, so and Allah say what? Allah says, which means Allah does not forbid you to do good and to be fair to those who do not fight you because of religion and do not also expel you from your country. Indeed, Allah loves those who are just. So basically, Allah love the one who do good to another person. Allah does not forbid or prohibit another person to become good, even to a non-Muslim. But the main thing is that the non-Muslim must be also good to us. Wait, okay. All right. Okay. So basically, the main thing why we should have empathy in ourselves, not only between Muslim but also non-Muslim. I just quote that verse just now. So basically, the verse was revealed because of what? Because there is one event between Asma binti Abu Bakar, her mother was Qatilah binti Abdul Uzza, who is not a Muslim. But the mother want to visit her. Okay, so Asma asked Rasulullah SAW, Asma said, my mother came to me and she really wanted to reconnect with Allah. Okay, so then I asked Prophet SAW, can I still have relationship with my mother? Because of what? Because her mother was not a Muslim, but she was a Muslim. So basically, Prophet said, yes, it is possible. The Prophet ﷺ told Asma to accept the gift of her mother and allow her mother to enter her house. So clearly, from this story, clearly Islam teach us the principle of tolerance that every Muslim should do good to anyone, and as long as what? As long as it has nothing to do with religion. So basically we can have muamalat with them in our dakwah, in our trade, like that. But as long as we don't over or exceed the Sharia, the what have Sharia have told us, which is like not including haram transaction and so another. So basically, Allah do not forbid Muslims who do not fight you as such as doing good to women and the weak among them. So the main thing is that have tolerance in Islam, have akhlaq, and so empathy is one of the sifat, one of the akhlaq in a Muslim, and a Muslim should have empathy so that we can have a tolerance and also prosperity and also a peaceful life in our society, not only between the Muslim but also including the non-Muslim. Wallahu alam.
Alright, thank you. Understood. So the next question is, how do people of different religions develop empathy in their daily lives during the pandemic?
All right, thank you so much for the question. So basically, for the second question, Allahumma salli how to develop. We always say that okay, empathy is good. Empathy is a very important thing in our life. But how to develop empathy? So basically, this one is very important to be developed from our childhood, from our young age to, and then through the life we have to develop the empathy. So basically, how to develop empathy is important for us to develop empathy when we have in ourselves the feelings of able to feel what others feel. So basically, in our daily life, common sense, in a room, when somebody is sleeping, we cannot do noise, something like that. It's a common sense, and you feel if we are sleeping and then somebody is making noise, we feel like angry like that kind. So basically empathy is important because what? Because we can feel, oh, if I make noise, the person will not be comfortable to sleep and the person will be disturbed. So basically that is empathy. We able to feel what others feel. Wait Mom Somat. Okay, so basically the second one, how to build or develop the empathy when we is able to position ourselves as others. So basically, normally lah kan, we can wait, Allah Samad. Okay. For example, we can see in our daily life right now in pandemic COVID-19, we sometimes not all of us feel what another person basically like what the poor person feels. We can see that there are many news about a pilot being stop by the stop doing the job of pilot, then they make another business like jual nasi lemak kan, and another thing. But that is a pilot, but we can see if we look to another perspective, the one who are basically poor or not having job at the first place, so basically they are more struggling, more poor, more we have to help them lah in their life. So this is what we have to able to position ourselves into another person life. So okay, and then how the next step to develop the empathy in ourselves is what? Be someone else who feels. So basically we can see that Rasulullah SAW said, from Abi Musa radiallahu anhu said, Rasulullah SAW said, one believer with another is like a building whose parts strengthen each other. Hadith riwayat Bukhari. So basically, this indirectly teach us to be able to feel what others believers feel. Not only believers but also non-Muslim. Because of what? Because we sometimes look, because in our country we not only live with Muslim but we also live like right now our jiran, our neighbor is also there are some of them are non-Muslims. So basically the above hadith said that for the example, when some friends, our family feel sick, so we also can feel sick. When he is happy, we also can feel happy. So basically, from this verse, Allah told us mankind to empathize with each other, to feel what others feel. So basically, when we feel what others feel, we can tolerate, we can have tolerance, we can have good, not judgment. We can have a good judgment and not totally judge. Oh, there's something wrong with this person. We cannot ask him something like that. So basically, that's good to develop empathy from our childhood stage, from younger stage. So Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. And empathy towards others in daily life can be manifested. This is one of the way lah, to show the empathy in our daily life. How? The first one is be sensitive to the feeling of others. When we want to talk, when we want to say something, when we want to act something, when we want to do something in our daily life, we have to be sensitive to the feeling of others. Not just go and say something like that, not just go and do something wrong without thinking of another feeling. Okay, so the second one, how to manifest our empathy in our daily life is that we imagine ourselves if we are him. For example, we can see our news today, or during the pandemic of COVID-19, from March until right now, some of us, not all of us, but some of us, they are struggling for life. We are struggling for life too, but we alhamdulillah, we have foods, we have malabis, we have shirts, something like that. But there are people who are struggling out there to find food, there for their family, to find food for, to find job. That is so much struggling right now. Okay, so basically, to develop empathy and to teach how to develop empathy in our right now condition right now, imagine that we are them, imagine that we are in their place. And the third one, how to manifest empathy in ourselves in our daily life right now, is practice on sacrificing uh, some of our property. Basically, it's mean like sedekah, it's mean like zakat. So basically, we can share our property, we can share what we have right now to another person. Some of us, they want to find a shirt, okay, out there right now. So basically, we can sedekah our malabis, we can sedekah our shirts that we have. The little is 1 ringgit per day is okay. So basically, we can do charity, and also we not our akhirat life just now. Okay, so basically, this is the true characteristic of a true believer, and we can see empathy. For example, we feel empathy when we see another people around us sick and helpless, and we can see parents who are struggling to make ends meet for their children. We can see the neighbor, we can see another the disasters, what happened right now in COVID-19. So uh, at right now, because out there right now, there are so many people that are more difficult, more having difficulties in their life, more than us. So uh, cannot say that, oh, it's so hard, it's so difficult, because if we say like that, we have to remember that outside there are so many people that are more difficult in their life right now, more than us. Okay, so uh, how to develop the empathy? Empathy does not have to be material and only financial aid. No, it also can be like paying attention to others, trying to make others smile and not hurting and bothering others. It's also included in one, what we can say empathy, because of what, for example, right now, all of our family are struggling too. They are work from home. Our parents and also our siblings also work from home or study from home. So basically, we have to understand their position right now. They also cannot be disturbed. They also cannot be alone. Cannot, we cannot make noise lah, because we also have to understand them. So when we feel the empathy, we can understand them, and we can basically have a peace and also prosperity in our family, in our own home. Okay, so like we can see from the hadith Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, when Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam become a qudwah, become an example to us, in one of the story, when in it is narrated in a hadith, indeed I stand for prayer. Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam pray, and I want to extend the prayer. Then I heard the baby crying, so I shortened the prayer because I was afraid it will burden the mother. Hadis riwayat Bukhari. So basically, Rasulullah SAW is best example for us to we can follow Rasulullah SAW from the hadis, from the qissah, so that we can feel what, and we can see what is the true meanings of empathy. Wallahu a'lam.
Okay, the third question is during the pandemic right now, uh, how Islam that when it comes to combining people of lower class?
All right. Okay. Thank you so much. for the question. So basically, during this pandemic time, there are form of we can see there are some form of empathy. What is empathy? Empathy basically one of the thing we can be empathy, which means the parties which we can empathy right now is firstly we must show empathy to the health workers and support the frontliners teams right now, okay? The one who are struggling, KKM, and also the ministers who are struggling to provide the best and also to cure and also to prevent the COVID-19 from being spread right now. So basically we should show some of empathy to the health workers, to the frontliners who are struggling and in examining, caring for serving the patients affected by the disease. So how we can be empathy to these workers, to the frontliners, we should have social distancing, we should have follow the guidelines provided by the KKM, and also, okay, that's the first one. The second one, how to feel the empathy. Right now, empathy to the patients affected by the disease. So basically, we not seeing regardless of their religion, regardless of their position, profession, or socio-economic status. We have if they uh, are facing the COVID-19 right now, can are facing the disease right now. So basically, we have to pray for them lah, so they can be cured faster. And then the third one, right now there are many people lose their jobs and their income become decreased drastically due to the impact of this disaster. This is the one point that we can see that there are so many people right now lower than us, lower in their economic status, lower in their job status right now, rather than us. So basically, this is the one point important empathy around us that we have to build, because right now maybe we are the one who are categorized that we have a smooth sustenance or smooth income, but not many, but they are a bit. So we must show the empathy by giving a helping hand to the people in need. For example, by buying the trade of small traders, like the one who right now kan many business, small business, small trading. So basically we can support them by buying their business so basically we can buy the trade of small traders who have difficulty selling their trade, or other forms of outreach that can ease the burden of our brothers who are affected by the economic impact of this disaster. For example, may I share a story? Right now, we are okay because we are normal person, but out there are some of the NGO that are helping the person who are jobless, but then they are trying to search, they are struggling to search for their food, for their healthy, for their shirts and others. So basically, if we are having the empathy, we should be the person who struggle also to help them, to help the blind people to have a bit of food, and also another thing that is important for their life, inshallah. Okay, so I just want to share some of the important thing that we can build as a Muslim, how to build an empathy. The first one, there are four things, four characteristics that we have to build in our daily life. Is one of that is Hayyinun means that empathy, individuals that have peace and shade of birth, and means that nafsun mutmainnah. So this is one called calm soul that can build empathy. Because of what? Because in any situation happen in our daily life, pandemic, COVID-19, or another thing, or many struggle, or many means challenges happen in our daily life. If the one person have hayyinun means calm soul, nafsu mutmainnah, it will be not easily shaken and not easily angered, not be angry, not pointing fingers to another person, pointing fingers, saying that COVID-19 is the problem, the biggest problem outside, like and others. Okay, so that is the first one. Second one, we have to have layyinun. Layyinun, what is that? Layyinun is empathetic individuals show the nature of non-violence. So basically, non-violence is basically like not violence in verbal, not violence in physical. Because of what? Because during this pandemic COVID-19, we every day we hear the words like people are divorcing, and wife and husband are divorcing because of what? Because there are so many cases of violence in their family, violence toward the children, violence toward the wife, or violence also towards the husband. So basically, this is one of the thing that is not in line with empathy and also inclusivity. So basically, we have to build the layyinun in our daily life, the one who have non-violence, not fears, and does not like to scold others who have different views, who have different kind of life. Okay, so that is the second one. The third one is what is qaribun. Qaribun means Allahumma salli. Qaribun means that empathetic individuals have a familiar, close character, familiarity, contents, dimension of social relations, which means civilized social relationship can be built through a friendly attitude when spoken and pleasant to the person being talked to. So basically, right now, for example, we are in a family. When we are in family, we can encourage us to have qaribun. Qaribuns mean when we speak to another person, they will feel happy, they will feel oh, it's okay to share something with him, it's okay to share something with her because he will support us. So this qaribun is the main thing. If you want to be empathy, right now during the pandemic, there are so many people right now out there that having depressed, having stress, that they have to search for help to another person. So basically, can we be we as the person who have the qaribun, we can be the person we can who can uh, uh, lend our ears, lend our shoulder to hear another person problems. Okay, and the last one is sahlun. Sahlun means empathic individuals that simplifies and does not complicate things and someone. Means that attitude is optimistic and there are no problems that have no solution. Means that every problems have their solution. Kan? Right now we are struggling in our daily life. Students is job. There are some jobless and out there. So basically, even they are fired, even we students, so many assignment assessments and others, we if you want become sahlun, empathetic, we can be a person who and we have to find a solution to settle the problems. So this is some of the characteristics that we can build in our daily life. So we can build empathy, develop empathy, and also the person around us will become more happy if they live with us. All right, wallahu a'lam.
All right. So I see that Islam has touched us to be good with the lower class. So for the question, what types of reaction towards empathy from people who are from different religion, and does Islam show the importance of inclusivity for the inhumanity in the Quran?
All right, thank you so much. Maybe I can add one of the point for the lower class just now, which Islam basically have provide us the qaida when we face the pandemic COVID-19 right now. The qaida of what have Islam give us is that uh, called ad-darar yuzal. Harm must be eliminated. So basically, COVID-19 right now has to be eliminated, or whatever darar right now in our daily life has to be eliminated. So basically, how to eliminate this? We have to have empathy in our daily life. we can see that there are social distancing from guideline from the KKM. There are also some guidelines that prevent us uh, to what to be open or to be spreaded the COVID-19 pandemic right now. We feel that that is a burden for us because there is a norm, a new norm for us. But basically when we feel this, when we try to do this every day, we find that this is the best, and this is the best way for us to help another person, to have sympathy and also empathy to another person. So like Abdullah Yuzal, so basically the guideline from KKM is the best way, the best one for us to follow. And also what we can see from the hadith of Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when we have this pandemic COVID-19, we can see that Allah is teaching us to be one person who are more clean and more means like clean and also so like wudu, like also washing hands. And also because of what, because in a hadith said that cleanliness is half of faith. So basically right now we are more disciplined, we are more cautious to be a clean person in our life. Okay, so that's the one I want to add to the third one just now. So the fourth one is about Allahumma salli the inclusivity, the importance of inclusivity. So basically, the types of reaction towards from people who are different religions, and how Islam showed the importance of inclusivity for the humanity in the Quran. So basically, I just said just now, Ibn Kathir explained that Allah does not forbid you to do good to non-Muslim. Allah does not forbid you to do good to non-Muslim who do not fight you, such as doing good to women. Basically, been explained by Ibn Kathir that let us do good and just because God loves people who do justice. So basically, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam also strictly forbid us to do cruel actions against the kafir, mu'ahad, among zimmah members and others. So basically, in fact, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was very hard in threatening us the action as his word mean. Remember, whoever is unjust to the infills of mu'ahad. Mu'ahad is the one who zimmiyah, who is not harbiyah, who is not the one who make trouble to the Muslim people. Okay, so basically, whoever is doing unjust to the mu'ahad, reduce their rights, burdens them, jizyah beyond their means, and tax their property without their consent, then I will be the one who will have an argument, break such burdens. So basically, we found that truly Prophet SAW forbid as a Muslim to make such burden higher than they could another non-Muslim could. So basically, this hadith say that we can do just, we can do good to another person, including the non-Muslim. Okay, so the type of reaction. This is the responsibility lah for us a Muslim to convey the teaching of Islam with noble morals to the non-Muslim. We can do or show a good akhlaq toward the non-Muslim in our daily life right now. May I share some of the story? We can see that maybe in our daily life, when we are with our neighbor that are non-Muslim, maybe Hindu, maybe Buddha and Christian and so and others. So we can do practice our or show a good akhlaq to them, and show our good practice and our akhlaq to them by smiling, by saying good morning, and maybe sometimes when they have difficulties in their life during COVID-19, maybe they are jobless or fired from their job, we can help them, and we can give our donation support from the Muslim society to give donation to them. So basically, this is one of the empathy and good example of empathy towards the non-Muslim. Alright, so when uh, uh, I quote from Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. I quote from an article. The article said that how to show sympathy and concern by feeling how if we experience the same thing. If we will if we feel sick and uncomfortable, and when we are rich and see our brothers and sisters are poor, then we feel how much they suffer to be poor, and with that attitude of empathy, then become a rich person or capable of anything, and then will not this will not lead us to be arrogant person. Instead, we will become a humble and care for others people. So basically, when we have empathy in ourselves, develop it in ourselves, even in any situation, or we see, or we surrounding us, there are so many people out there are more poor than us. We When we have empathy, we do not feel arrogant, and we are more towards humble, and also we can care and provide a supportive uh, uh, akhlak to them, and also we can support lah, and donate some things to them. Alright, so this is the main thing what we call a generous soul, the soul that is generous, that is one of the thing, one of an example from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So the hadith also mention Allah will protect the servants while the servants protect each other. So basically from this hadith, the characteristic of a Muslim is when he love his neighbor as he love himself. So basically we have to empathy is one of the need that shows that if we love another person, neighbor, our friends, or our family, when he love his neighbor as he love himself. So basically we love ourselves the best, so we should love another person also the best. Alright, so uh, the main thing, the Islam show when we make another person feel valued, feel uh, important in a society. I quote the Surah Al-Hujurat from the verse 3, when Allah said, when Allah said, "O mankind, we have created you male and female, and have made you nation and tribe, that you may know one another and be friendly with one another." Surah Al-Hujurat, verse 13. And also, I want to quote from Surah Al-Hujurat, also verse 11. Then Allah said, the means, "O you who believe, let not a people who play with other races, because it may be that people who are being played, or who are being zalim, are better than them, and they should not be a group of women who play with women who another, because it may be that the woman who is being played call each other with bad titles. The worst call is called back bad, so wicked after believing, and whoever does not repent, then they are the wrongdoers. Surah Al-Hujurat, verse 11. So basically from this verse, Surah Al-Hujurat, verse 11 and 13, Allah said that in our daily life, towards not only to the Muslim, but also the non-Muslim, we as a Muslim, there is important of empathy, and is also inclusivity. We have to take care, or we have to be disciplined, or we have to have a principle in our life, that we cannot make another person to be disgusting or annoyed with us, something like that. So basically we cannot say something that is cruel to them, say something that will make them down, say something, we cannot say something that will make them stressed or depressed, or we do something at our action, our Allahumma salli our akhlaq, we cannot do something that will trouble another person. It's not good, and it's not the in line with our empathy and also inclusivity. Because of what? Because sometimes when we do trouble, when we say something that is not in line with empathy, or will make other person be disappointed with us, it sometimes will make them be depressed and also stressed until they're overthinking and so others. And sometimes it will make them feel loneliness, and also they will be bite, or they will try to avoid to be socialized with another person. This is not in line with inclusivity, which we want the person to feel be valued and also important in a society. All right. So basically, that's the answer for the question. Allah Alam.
Yeah, okay. Then, how Islam teach inclusivity of people who are from different religion during this pandemic?
Uh, okay, how Islam teach inclusivity of people who are from different religions during this pandemic. So basically, there are so many religions in Malaysia. We can see that there are 32.4 or above or more peoples in Malaysia, millions people in Malaysia, and 61.3% of that is a Muslim, and another is like Buddha, Hindu, Taoism, Confucianism, and Christianity, and others. So basically, how Islam teach inclusivity of people who are from different religion during this pandemic is, um, Islam want to make people feel valued and also belongingness, especially during this pandemic. So how we can see is that we have to have the characteristic of tolerate, and also tolerance with another person, and also tolerate with another person. Because of what? Because basically this is one of the thing that during the pandemic we are all living with our family. So this is the chance, this is the way to develop the empathy and also tolerance, and also we can teach our family, firstly, to have inclusivity, to know what is inclusivity, to react how to achieve the inclusivity in our daily life. So from this, starting from a person who know what is inclusivity, who know how to make another person feel be valued and also feel belongingness in our society. So basically, from one person, it will expand and it will spread to another person. So in a family, maybe right now, we can try to talk, try to have a good communication, try to help another person, try to help one each of every person in the family, and try to do a thing in a jama'ah, which means anything you go to pasar in a jama'ah. Basically right now is PKP, right? One person or is limited, but what when they have come to the house, we can we we can try to help them, basically they will feel belongingness, they will feel be valued, and they will feel thankful. So basically this is the thing that we have to teach the family itself first, so that when we teach them first, they will spread to another person and also to the society. So this means that the religions from another religions also, uh, the first thing is that try to do again what I have shared just now about layyinun, qaribun, sahlun, and also others. So basically this inshallah will provide us the way to be to have the inclusivity in a society, starting from a person in a family, inshallah. Wallahu alam.
Okay, okay. For the last question for today, how does people keep themselves motivated and related to the religion in this pandemic?
All right, thank you so much. I think the question is very good. Because of what? Because right now is when we have a pandemic, uh, about the masjid, the jemaah cannot be too many, and also some of the worship place also being closed, and also others. So basically, how does people keep themselves motivated and related to the religions in this pandemic? Because I got called that some of my friends that are very depressed or stressed right now. Sometimes they are not believe more anymore in Allah, and others. Na'uzubillah min zalik. So basically, how to be motivated and also related to the religions, I just want to share some of the things that we can do right now, because we are having new norms towards online, towards the digital education and something like that. We can use Zoom, we can use Google Meet and so on and others. So the first thing is that use what we have been given right now, is that use the technology to maintain community and continue worship. So basically we can use Zoom, we can use our social media platform right now to have a sharing, religion sharing, to have a qasidah sharing through online, to have a zikrullah, means majlis zikrullah sharing through online and others. So basically when we have this, we can share to more people, to our friends, and try to ask them to join us. So basically use the technology to maintain the community and also continuing worship and religion sharing, and so many sharing, yeah, good sharing through the online. Okay, so that the first one. Second one, alongside second one, we can see that we can more specifically on one person when we use low technology means to maintain faith based practices in the community, which means for example, we can telephone calls between members of the faith community, or our friends, our family that is far from us. We can spend times to call them. So basically we can share, and we can also remind them that we are right now having pandemic, but we can still doing our ibadah, we can still do goods, we can still sharing with others about tazkirah and so others. Okay, so this communication is very good. So because of what? Because we can still be socialized. Maybe we are right now in we feel like burden in our own home, but by using calls we can have like being socialized, like we are in the university or we are outside there with our friends. Okay, so this one, sorry for this. Okay, so from this call and also others, it will encourage the individual and how in and our family to have observance of their prayers and also other spiritual practice. So basically there's now is call, and in the family itself we can have a jemaah, subuh jemaah prayer, asar, zuhur, maghrib, isha. All the things that we want to do in our family we can do is with jemaah. All right, okay, so that's the one thing. And also I want to add for, okay, okay, the third one is keeping the community connected. How? Okay, by basically we are having religious leaders and faith-based organization like Buddha, Hindu, also they have their own religious leaders and also others. Okay, so basically these leaders, religious leaders, can strengthen their communities and combat self-isolation through regularly checking in on individual members, preferably via phone. So this is particularly important to account for individuals who may be living alone, who are elderly, who have disabilities or are otherwise vulnerable. They can ensure that community contact lists are up to date and accessible to their members. And this one is like macam it's like checking out, check out, like going to hospital. So basically for us to be reminded and motivated in keep doing our practical ibadah, or for another religion their practical worship and others, basically we can have the religious leaders who can contact us, that can check our daily life. All right, okay. And another things that I want to add is that uh, the word helping others. So basically helping others is the one of important point in this discussion towards the empathy and also inclusivity, and the word help, love and also help. So basically when we have love to another person, we can feel how their life struggling and so other, and we can feel empathy and love and also help. So with sorry, the motto.
It's okay.
Okay, so basically, Allah, okay, okay. So from the left, we can lead ourselves to help more another person. Because what? Because we feel the burden, we feel the problems that another person are struggling of. Okay, so basically that's the answer for the question. Allahu Alam.
Yeah.
Thank you, Da'i Syafiqah. So
Welcome.
now we end our webinar with
All right.
session and tasbih kifarah and surah wal-as.
Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika asyhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik.
Sister Intan,
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you so much, Da'i Syafiqah. Can we take a picture for this? Okay.
Okay, okay. Can,
wait,
can.
wait, 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 wait,
Okay.
wait.
Yeah.
After this
Okay.
share with me, right?
Far?
Okay.
Okay.
Mm. One, two, three. Okay. Okay. Thank you so much, Da'i Syafiqah. Alhamdulillah.
Right, thank you.
Thank you everyone
Okay.
participating today. Thank you so much, Da'i Syafiqah, for being our speaker today. Thank you so much. Stay safe and take care. Okay, thank you.
All right.
Thank you. Salam.
Assalamualaikum.
Thank you.